So you probably also have heard about Kevin Durant's ultimatum to Nets owner Joe Tsai. He requested to be traded from the Nets and then, just a few days ago, supposedly said to the owner of the Nets that he doesn't believe the direction of this Nets team, and if there's any chance of him staying in Brooklyn, it's if Steve Nash and Sean Marks are out of there. Okay, now this is getting crazy. Now, with all this situation happening now, and remembering the 2013 trade when the Nets, with a different owner of course, made that horrible trade with the Celtics that messed them up for years to come, suppose you count in the situation with Kyrie and KD, Brooklyn Nets really have made two biggest franchise-ruining mistakes in the last 10 years. The Celtics sucked them out dry back in 2013, but that's what Danny Ainge does to everyone, and I won't return to that situation. Now, with KD, first you get him on the team, he and Kyrie, you give him max money, obviously. Kyrie gets there, okay, cool. First of all, it wasn't pleasant to hear them talk about how they feel they don't need a head coach and everything. That was quite disrespectful to Steve Nash, who was a rookie head coach. It was his first gig, and right away your two stars showed that there are gonna be headaches. Then they bring in DeAndre Jordan because he's their friend who pretty much has been stealing money from NBA teams with how useless he's been on the court. They removed most of their young core that just a couple years ago battled hard in the playoffs for what? For two prima donnas? Injuries, absences, and the Nets fail. Then they get James Harden because they obviously need him so badly. They get him and they fold again. Then the whole Harden thing blows up and he has to go. He actually might be the biggest winner from all this Nets situation that's been going on for the last couple of years. He got out of there, so he's a winner. And now KD has reiterated his trade request and set an ultimatum. The NBA will change soon. It has to. With all the craziness that's going on, it will. The NBA was about to change anyway because of some players. Players like Ben Simmons, James Harden, and Kyrie Irving. What a coincidence. All three are or were Durant's teammates at some point. So unexpected. Players who try to get away with everything, signing big extensions and then deciding to not show up and still get paid. Players who have whatever issues just so they can't show up and fully commit to a team or a coach. The new CBA negotiations will be fire, and actually for the first time in a while, I'm on the owner's side. The players want too much power. It's gotten ridiculous. There's too much guaranteed money available for them. You can actually get all the money and just sit out if you feel like it. Imagine if every one of us could just decide to not work and still get paid. That just doesn't work long term. Who's gonna work then? You can't get paid and not work. A while ago, NBA superstars had some saying. They could get a coach fired if the situation got really bad or if the system wasn't right. They could suggest a move for a player here or there that could help the team, and that's alright. The players are the ones who bring in the revenue. They sell the tickets. People are there to buy their merchandise, to see them play. What's been unfolding with the Nets though is a prime example of why you shouldn't give players all the power. Everyone has a job. Owners, finance people, and marketing people do their thing, and players need to do their thing, which is to play basketball. If they don't want to do that, why should the owners pay them? There should be some guaranteed money for sure because they're athletes and injuries happen, but cases when a player just decides to not play because he doesn't want to be on that team anymore? No way. And if even all this sudden player empowerment hasn't been enough for NBA to do something and make changes for the better, I think the Kevin Durant ultimatum was the last straw. You're actually talking about one player changing the whole front office, management, and system. That just shouldn't happen no matter how good of a player it is. What's next? If a player averages 10 points per game in a season, he gets 10% of the ownership? It will probably not go that far, but you get my point. And it's bad too, because most of the players aren't like this. They work for their guarantees. They battle, and they don't look for the easy way out. And now, because of all the stuff that a couple of players have been doing, other player guarantees will suffer as well. I hate to do a Kevin Durant video and talk about LeBron James, but look at him. With all the hate he's sometimes getting, all the scrutiny, MJ debates and everything, he's never been traded because he hasn't forced the trade, and he plays out his contracts. He's been a good teammate and a hard worker. At first, players were asking for a trade when it was like 2 years left on a deal. Then it was 3. And in Kevin Durant's case, he asked to be traded away before his 4-year extension even kicked in. And now you want your coach and GM out? A GM that actually has done a great job? This player empowerment has to stop. Whether it's some money lost if you switch teams while you're in a contract with another team, or a percentage of money lost if the player asks for a trade himself or something. Or how about this? Player can get traded for at least the first part of his deal. Like, if you sign a 4-year extension, you can only get traded after 2 seasons with a team you actually signed with. Something needs to be done, and it will be done. And thanks a lot, Kevin Durant. You just changed the NBA, and finally, for the better. But what do you think, guys? Do NBA superstars want too much power? Is this getting out of hand? Ultimately, how will this situation be resolved? What change in the CBA would you suggest to avoid these situations? Please leave your comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, share it with others, and please subscribe to the channel for the next one. Thank you very much for watching. This is Purple Prince, and I'm out.